Doug Ford, the progressive conservative leader of Ontario, Canada's most populous province, has called for an early provincial election, framing it as a crucial battle against a looming economic assault orchestrated by former U.S. President Donald Trump. Ford's rationale centers on the threat of a potential 25% tariff on Canadian goods, a move he characterizes as a direct attack on Ontario's families, businesses, and communities. His stated aim is to secure a strong mandate to effectively counter this perceived economic aggression from the United States. Addressing reporters on Friday, Ford articulated his strategy, emphasizing the need for a robust political mandate to confront Trump's protectionist policies. He underscored the urgency of the situation, highlighting the uncertainty surrounding the federal political landscape following Justin Trudeau's recent resignation. The lack of a clear successor at the federal level, Ford argued, further strengthens the case for a decisive provincial election victory that would empower him to negotiate more effectively with the U.S. administration. Ford's vocal opposition to the anticipated tariffs has catapulted him into a prominent national, and even international, role. His recent appearances on U.S. television demonstrate his proactive approach to engaging with the American public and policymaker. He's even gone so far as to publicly contemplate retaliatory measures, suggesting potential power supply cuts to the U.S. and bans on American alcohol imports as extreme but possible responses. This assertive stance contrasts sharply with the more cautious approaches adopted by other conservative premiers across Canada. University of Toronto political science associate professor Randy Biscoe offered insightful commentary on Ford's strategic calculations. Biscoe suggests that Ford's election call stems from a realistic assessment of the potential economic fallout from the impending tariffs. He posits that any retaliatory actions by Canada would likely prove contentious and inflict economic pain, a scenario that historically results in voter dissatisfaction and electoral punishment for the incumbent government, regardless of the government's culpability in the economic downturn. Biscoe's analysis hinges on the current positive economic climate in Ontario. Ford, he believes, aims to capitalize on this favorable sentiment before potential negative economic consequences materialize. While Ford intends to frame the election as a referendum on tariffs and trade relations with the U.S., opposition parties are expected to seize on a different narrative. They are likely to focus on allegations of corruption and accusations of overreach regarding controversial government policies, particularly the controversial October 2023 decision to permit construction on protected Greenbelt lands. This contentious policy has been a source of intense political turmoil, triggering a cascade of high-profile resignations within the Ford administration and casting a long shadow over his government's credibility. The opposition parties will likely use these scandals to challenge Ford's leadership and portray him as unfit to navigate the complex challenges presented by the looming trade war. The election, therefore, promises to be a fiercely contested battleground, with Ford's strategy relying on portraying himself as a stalwart defender of Ontario's economic interests against external threats, while opposition parties attempt to undermine his credibility and highlight his allure. The outcome will likely hinge on voters' assessment of both the economic risks associated with the potential U.S. tariffs and the ongoing controversies surrounding the Ford government's conduct. The upcoming election is poised to be a pivotal moment in Ontario's political landscape, shaping not only the province's immediate future, but also its longer-term relationship with the United States.